From the first pull to the last word, this is Ashes and Influence, the space where stories, culture, and conversation meet. I am your host for the day, Rhythm, and this evening we're diving into what really shapes us, one topic, one vibe, one ash at a time. I am joined today by my brother in pod, also someone who I'm becoming a little fond of. I feel like the universe brought him into my orbit specifically to wreck my nerves, to keep me in shock and awe, and to forever have my jaw dropped. If you guys don't know who he is, this is Mr. Hectic Desires, Houston based photographer and videographer, award winning fetish photographer. Welcome, Hectic. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me here at this wonderful juncture in life, I guess. I knew it was, when you were going to introduce me and you said universe raw, I knew it was going to be some fuck shit.
Yeah, is it F stuff or is it the real? Or is it the real? I'm out in these streets.
uh,
I'm out in these streets
yeah.
at the Leaf Affair Cigar Lounge. This is what I consider my home lounge. I visit lots, but this is like my
Mhm.
cheers. Here, everybody knows my name specifically, but our name. And big shout out to Symphony and Coco Flame. They are away celebrating Symphony's birthday early. So, early happy birthday, Symphony. Today, I am smoking the Lola. The Lola is a very new cigar for me. It's going to be my first time trying it today. Um, on the box, it says sweet. So I'm like, oh, sweet. I can go for sweet. But this is the stick. It is a Lola. It's a Kohimar brand cigar, Habano wrapper. Uh, and it's a mild medium body from what the description says. So I am going to get into this while we work. I am going for a straight cut today. So nothing, I'm going to take that crown right off there. Nothing more than the crown.
Explain that to so if you don't mind for the ignorant people that we may be as because I just started picking up the cigar habit the past couple of months.
Yeah.
So for the people at home that do not know what it is that you're talking about, can you break it down a little bit for
I can
us?
do my very best. So the cut determines the airflow that you'll get while you're smoking the cigar. Excuse me. A straight cut is probably the most popular because you get all the flow coming out of there. Something like a V cut, a little bit more restricted, but you still get a good flow. A punch is when you want something really direct and right to your palate. You would use a punch for that. I'm trying to think, and then you've got the crisscross. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen people. It's like a double V cut almost, and
Okay.
gives you about as much airflow as a straight cut does, but it's cute.
Hmm.
But it's cute. Like it has a very, very
I might do that next time.
yeah. Try it. Try it. Try it.
Yeah, it might do because for the people at home that don't know, I'm strictly V. I have my cutter is a dual one, so I could do a straight cut and a V cut. But man, and my V cut is a deep V, so I love my cutter. So that's the one that I normally do the most. But I might do the little crucifix cut. That's what we're gonna call it. We call it the crucifix cut.
I feel like there's something more behind you liking the V cut as much as you do. Uh,
It's
different, different show, different day. Different show, different day.
it's definitely reminiscent.
A few days ago, I put out on social media, wanting people to write me in. Now, y'all got to know anything that we say on this show is for entertainment purposes only, but maybe you'll get something out of it. But my inbox got to flooding. So people definitely had things they want to ask, things that they wanted to say, and things that they wanted to get our feedback on, which is crazy. Who listens to me? I don't even work my telephone correctly. But we're going to get right into it. Hectic. Who do you think falls harder, men or women, and why?
Hmm. Statistically, I would say women. Um, the reason I would say that is because most women, I ain't say all, I said
Hmm.
most women are driven emotionally versus men are driven physically, right? So when a man sees a woman, his initial reaction is, how can I get her in bed, right? Um, and that's the same for women too. They think the same thing, but it's more, we're more driven that way. Um, versus a lot of women, you know, can't even have an orgasm unless they have an emotional connection to a person. So trust me, I've had more women tell me I love you in the first month than I've ever told anyone that I love them. You know what I mean? So it's women definitely fall typically harder.
So I'm going to disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. I agree with you when you say women stay in a constant state of emotions. And
Mm.
so
I ain't say constant.
continual state of emotions. But what happens in that space is like there is a door left over for them to be infatuated with most people. So when we're talking about who falls harder, I think
Mhm,
some men, most men, however we want to call it, they will
mhm,
only have one or two great loves in their lifetime, where women can have, we just love, we love to love, we love to be able to love. So when you guys
mhm,
fall, when you guys
mhm.
fall, because you didn't determine like this is the one, I'm on her, this is my move. And if something goes wrong, the way that heartbreak shakes that man's core, like we're able to love and keep moving to love
Okay,
again.
but heartbreak is different, right? Because we don't, and this might, you might have given me. I swear I could have been a lawyer in my past life, but
Mhm.
you said when it doesn't go around, the way that we want to, we fall harder, right? And
Yeah,
I feel we fall harder because we don't fall initially,
I
right?
agree. That's exactly
So
what I'm saying.
so if we don't fall initially and we don't fall as often, when we do fall in certain, listen, I'm not gonna hold you. There's one chick that had me boo-hoo, ball, crying on my knees, baby no, in my life. And I said I would never have that ever again.
Mm,
Never. So
that's what I
and
mean.
huh?
And that's what I mean. Like we scrape our knee, we
But
get up
that was
and go
one.
do it again. But you guys mostly only have one or two in a lifetime.
I think I've loved more than one or two women in my lifetime.
Okay. Not that broke your heart the way that one did, boo hooing.
Not well, because I didn't allow it to happen. I'm now, as I've gotten older, I leave a situation first. Before I used to wait till they left. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, oh, this not working out for me, or y'all on this, or y'all on that, y'all not conducive to what I got going on. Have a great life. You know what I mean? Versus back then, I didn't even. So this is also to my argument why I feel people under the age of, let's say, 35 shouldn't get married,
Mm,
because at those from 18 to 35, you're still finding out who it is that you are as a person. And much less a lot of people muddy the waters by being with someone else, so that they don't even know who they are because they've always been a joint venture. And so then if that does not work, then that once used to be joint venture now has to learn how to be that one individual that they never ever learned who that person
Hmm.
was.
Hmm.
Versus, like I said, as men, we are made to multiply.
So I guess for this matter, we will agree to disagree. Men absolutely fall harder. Women
We
fall more often. We fall more often, but y'all fall harder.
I mean, what's harder though?
Harder means that, so like we,
How
you know,
many how
women,
many men how many men like, and like I said, we are talking from two different experiences,
yeah,
two different life experiences, right?
yeah.
Two different genders, two different. So from what I've seen from my homeboys and what I've seen from even my personal life, like I don't think, yeah, we have the true love or those true feelings for someone, and we are mostly all in, but we are easily swayed as well. Versus when y'all are locked in,
But y'all don't
y'all are
swim
more
for
locked in.
love. Y'all don't
Huh?
swim for love.
No, hell no.
That's my point. That's my point.
Nah,
We
but
will
we still
sway if
sway.
something feels like love. So like we've got this thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying all of us. Some women have this thing where they equate sex with love, and so
facts.
that's how they end up with many loves versus a
Trust me, I
man.
haven't told someone, hey, I know what you're feeling right now. I know it feels great, but this ain't that.
This ain't that. That ain't this.
This ain't that.
Where a man, once he locks in, it takes a lot more thought for him. It takes a lot more of what he sees. Like we can see a red flag and still be like, I love him. With y'all a lot more calculated in the matters of love and in the matters of the heart. Y'all just much
Right.
calculated than we are. So y'all
Well,
fall.
what's the saying? Men sleep with who they can, women marry who they can, or women marry what for who wants to marry them type deal.
Women fuck who they want. Men.
Oh, I know we could drop the f bombs.
Oh yeah, this is an equal opportunity platform right here.
Okay. Well, no, because the algorithms and stuff like that. Yeah, so women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can.
And in the same
But
token,
but when it comes to marriage,
right,
men marry who they want,
right, and women marry who they can.
and women marry
Ooh,
who they can.
ooh. In the space of relationships, would you rather have honesty with no filter or peace with a few lies?
I'm a very zenful person. Something I said I would never give up ever again in life, and that's my peace. Um, if those are the two categories, I guess peace and with a little bit of lies.
So I live by the mantra that I create my peace, right? So nobody can affect.
Nope. You can't tap dance around your own questions.
Oh, I'm
Those
gonna answer it. I was just giving my mantra. You know I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the honesty with no filter. I'm gonna take the
See,
honesty
honestly,
with
with
no
no
filter.
filter though,
And still
some
because
people
I'm
take that.
enforcing my peace.
Some people take that to a different level. Especially if you're talking to someone that you supposedly love or in a relationship with. Talking to someone brutally honest with no filter is not always conducive to that relationship or to the longevity of that relationship,
But that's
right?
okay.
Um, yeah, but you will always be unhappy because everyone know. Like you could tell me, "Hey, babe, hey, you need some gum," or you could be like, "Hey, motherfucker, your breath stink."
But you know there's somewhere in the middle where that meets.
N-
To
n-
not
not the no filter. The no filter was yo, motherfucker, your breath stank.
that's just crass. That would be beyond no filter for me. That's just
Is
crass.
it though? But that's what I'm saying because your no filter versus someone else's no filter
Okay.
could be miles apart. So if I'm dealing with multiple people and all of them are no filters, I won't leave my house. Like, I mean, there's only so much punch down a motherfucker
If
could
you
take.
said get a dog, because guess what you get to do
I
on the
don't
other
need a
side
dog.
of that? You guess what you get to do on the other side of that? You get to be equally as honest without.
But I'm never equally honest with no filter. I am honest but tactful.
It makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
It makes a difference. What's one truth about communication between men and women that we don't talk about enough?
Women suck at it.
So I wouldn't say that we suck. I would not say that we suck. I will say that we sometimes, some of us have the tendency to hear what we want to hear versus what's being said.
Which is communication is what? Let's define that first and
Listening to
foremost.
understand, listening to comprehend. Absolutely.
Not listening to respond.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen,
Okay.
comprehend. Um, but being based in them emotions, and I'm not saying that it's right. We definitely need
Mm,
to do better. But to say that we
mm.
suck, you're just going too far. You're going too far. And so for me, it would be men are not interested. It could be a reason for that, that they're not in
Interested in what?
clear, concise
That's
communication.
not true.
I, that's my opinion.
No, I got you. But where you think we're not interested for, let's just say for the mass majority, you remember watching Peanuts?
Charlie Brown and them, yeah,
And Charlie Brown is a man, right?
boy,
How did he, whatever. How did he hear his teacher?
exactly. Exactly. Wah, 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 wah.
And you want to know why?
I'm listening.
Because probably to him, she was saying a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff versus just going getting straight to the meat and potatoes of the situation.
But what if the additives matter? Like you
For
gotta be
whom?
to the woman who is trying to communicate with you.
He also needs to know her man.
That's fair. That's fair.
You see
Like
what I'm
will he
saying?
lose, yeah, will he lose connection if I speak too long or if I don't get to the
Too
point?
fast,
But
or
sometimes
you drag on, or you circle back to the same points over and over and over again. We
yeah,
got it. We heard you. This bitch Tasha, I'm sorry, I'm gonna name her different. This bitch Keisha,
yeah.
she stole your stapler for the 10th time. All we hearing, because you gotta also remember most men are we're naturally problem solvers. So it's like I already told you to check that bitch. You ain't check her, so she keeps taking your stapler.
So what if we don't always need our problem solved? What if we just need you to listen?
So that's something that I'm definitely and it was a woman that told me this, right? A woman said when her and her man gets into it and he or even friends bring situations to her, she asks these two very, very important questions.
Hmm.
Listeners, are y'all listening? Are you telling me this for me to listen, or are you telling me this for me to help you solve it?
And once you give me that answer, I know how to move from there. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And more men honestly need to start asking those questions when your woman, friend, whomever brings something up to you. Do you need me to just listen, or do you need me to help you solve this? So then I could just put my listening ears on, sit back, let you vomit all this stuff out, and then get it off your chest and move forward.
So, a third and most important question, and this is when we're approaching anybody for conversation, especially when we're downloading, is
Time.
do you have the capacity? Do you have the capacity? I have a bad habit and I'm working on it, but I will just pick up the phone and start going.
Mhm.
So I am being more conscious about when I call somebody after pleasantries are exchanged. Me asking, like, listen, I want to talk to you about something. Do you have the capacity to listen, or do you have the capacity to give me some honest feedback? Um,
Mhm.
that third question is probably, I mean, yeah, that third question is probably
No, the third is definitely because I've had people, regardless of what my day's like, I had people that could hit my jack whenever, and I had to start setting boundaries for that as well, right?
mhm.
And they would just be like, "Blah." And I'm like, listen, I had a bad day at work. I didn't sleep the night before. I didn't really eat. I'm hungry. I got all these other plans that I'm thinking about doing. Oh, damn, do I need to cook? I'm thinking about all these other things. And now, because you know how I am, like I tell it to everyone. If you call me on the phone, if you have that privilege to ever talk to me on the phone, I cannot do anything else. Like I feel stuck.
Oh,
So there's a couple things that I do when someone calls me and I still feel like I need to do something else. But for the most part, I am trapped in this conversation.
okay.
Versus a text, I could keep going with my life. So yeah, yeah, saying that third part is very, very, very important because it's like sometimes I just be like, I want to say I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want to hear this for the 10th time.
You tell me you don't care and you don't want to hear it for the 10th time, and watch what happens. And watch what happens. You know, my block game is strong, Hexac. You know my block game is strong.
well, I'm sure if I ever tell someone that at that point, that's probably the goal.
Oh,
Leave me
okay.
the fuck alone.
He can use fuck, and that's all he gonna talk about now. Can you be friends? Can you truly be friends with someone you used to love?
Hmm. um, Crazy enough, I am for a couple of them. I am, which okay. So for me, when I break up with someone, I'm cold with it. I erase you from the face of the planet in my mind, right? Um, I have one that I've known since I was 15. We
Mm,
didn't start dating till we were in our 30s. And I remember she, once we got together, she said, or even before, like right before we got together, she was like, I've always been in love with you since I was 16.
mm.
And I was like, why didn't you say anything? She was like, because, the situation. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I literally just text her a couple days ago. Now we've been broken up for some years, and we've broken up because of me, not because of her. We've broken up because of me. But I texted her a couple days ago, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Good." I was like, I just need to reach out to you because you're my safe spot.
Mm.
And she's like, "I am." I'm like, "Yeah, you've always been." You know what I mean? Like that's someone that I know, regardless of what I got going on, what I'm doing, she's always going to be there.
See, and I feel like, and I'm just speaking on that situation right there, that put a lot of pressure on
On who?
on the situation itself. Like you called me, we were in love, we broke up, and now we're trying to continue a friendship, and you hit me with You're my space safe forever. You've always been my safe.
Me, so
Why?
our dynamic is, like I said, we've known each other since we were 15. We've we've talked, we've fucked, we've not talked, we've talked. We we have this, even like when I first moved out here to Houston, she was like, "Yo, I'm about to take a plane and I'm coming to see you," type shit. Um, she's definitely probably overly one of the strongest women that I know. And not to her fault, but because of her situations, she's had to be that. So I don't think that when I said that to her, she took that as, oh my God. She kind of took it as, because she also knows me, right? And she knows that I'm not a man to be vulnerable. So for me to even say, "Hey, you always be that safe spot for me," not safe spot like, "Oh, I could always double dutch in and out of your life" type of deal, but I always feel the safest with you or around you type deal. You know what I mean? Um, she knew that took a moment of vulnerability for me to be able to share that with her. And I honestly, I don't think she said it afterwards, but normally if I have a moment of vulnerability with her, she'd be like, "Yo, what's going on? Are you good?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay. And this is just me being transparent. When I found out I got diagnosed with diabetes, she was like, "Yo," she don't even like coming to the city that I was living in. She hates coming to that city.
Mhm.
But she was like, "Yo, I'm on my way." And I was like, "What do you mean I'm on my way?"
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
so I will say for me personally, I will always attempt it. Um, I will always attempt friendship.
Mm,
That don't always turn out the best or the worst. Sometimes it just
mm,
fall somewhere in between. I do, and it depends. I think it depends on a couple factors: how the breakup went, who was responsible for the breakup, um, was there closure after the breakup to where everybody was able to move on. But I will always attempt friendship. I'm not here to say that we can or we can't, but I will always attempt. I don't hate anybody who I was involved with. Like, in order to hate something, you must have once loved it strongly, and that's how I go. So I don't have any ill will or bad feelings towards exes, and I will always attempt friendship.
oh no, there's some exes that, oh yo, yeah,
Can it be
out of
done?
my face.
It needs to be
But
done.
yeah, I do agree with you. It does depend on how the breakup was. Um, Especially with my Virgo brain, do I feel like you were using X, Y, and Z for the breakup, or were we just weren't a good fit, or we need to start talking about this a little bit more, or if one side or the other truly wasn't healed and prepared for a relationship.
So healing is subjective, like we know that, right? And in my opinion, we are always healing. Um, I don't know nobody that's completely healed. I know
No.
people, yeah, I know people who manage their triggers. I know people who have learned different ways to be and to do, but we are always healing.
I'm
But we
more,
live in the space of
but
love.
I'm more so referring to the people that know they are truly, really, really to the core damaged, and not trying to work on the steps on improving that.
If you knew the amount of people who just don't know what they don't know.
That's true. I'm telling you, I told you about the one I looked at. I was like,
Mm.
"Yeah, you're not healed. Like
So I am
you're
one
not
of the
healed."
thought and opinion that you can continue to heal in love, that you don't have to come to a space
Mhm,
of relationship completely healed. Um,
mhm.
but it may be a part of your healing journey that's missing that you'll find in relationship.
And let's also talk about the codependency
Oh, that's
of people trying to heal with said relationship. So
yeah,
now when said relationship doesn't work, it's not my fault that it didn't work or that my triggers and all that stuff has risen to the surface. It's now their fault because they put me through whatever is said that I saw it. I saw it just did. I saw it. I saw that. You know what I mean? What the other like we have a term now in this industry, in my industry particularly, where women would bring their significant others into the industry, right?
mm,
Cool. But as soon as they break up, all these alleged abuse allegations, and all that stuff starts to rise up. And I'm like, but a week ago, y'all were Gucci. And I'm not saying that there wasn't abuse, but it's now there's a pattern of there's a pattern of that going on, and it's looking like every time there's a breakup, that's what the situation is.
I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, I think we throw that term healing and healed and show up whole and healed. I think we give it a lot of responsibility and a lot of weight that, some of it is fair and some of it has to be worked through. Some of it has to be
Right.
worked through.
And
So,
I'm not using someone's healing as a or lack of there as a reason not to deal with them. But
yeah,
um if we're not even a month in and you're showing me all these red flags of past relationship situations, because me, I'm grown now. I'm no longer in that little boy era where I need to know what happened in your past relationships. Like I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? But if every time we have a discussion, you're bringing up your ex or exes or situation,
I know now.
hey, have a great day.
Hey, thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. God bless you and get me. So I asked you here today, Hectic, because I did get some very interesting questions and comments and situations in
Okay.
my inbox, and I'm like, I could tackle these alone, but why not tackle Con Amigos? Con Amigos. So you ready to get into these questions?
Yeah.
So this one reads, Dear Rhythm, why is everything a woman accepts or deems okay in society, does that become the norm? Do women ever think that we have a lot to do with men and their behaviors in today's society and how they act, how they're raised, and what's accepted? I'll let you go first. I'll let you go first. Jumping in your skin right now.
um. So for men of my generation, I'll say that we got the haircuts that we got. We drove the cars that we drove. We got the places that we have. We dressed a certain way. We walked a certain way. We talked a certain way. Even back in the early '90s, early 2000s, your mouthpiece had to be superb, right?
Hmm.
And the reason all those things were the way they were because of women. If you leave it up to a majority, I'm not even saying majority, a lot of men. A lot of men would roll out the bed, flop, flop, throw some shit on, maybe not put on some deodorant,
Maybe not.
walk out the house,
Crazy.
walk out the house, and if they still could bag them, they could still bag them, right? And that's what's happening with this generation. Most most of the guys that these girls are now attracted to are well dressed homosexuals. They have the jewelry on that twinkles with the night. They have the flashiest fake Gucci on, and they are wearing the most loudest colors. They're peacocking, right? But when you go back with them, most of them stay with their mama, grandma, cousin, uncle, niece, nephew.
He's 12 homies.
They got a bag full of Jordans.
Don't
They are
buy
carrying their PS5 from place to place. They're what most men in my generation would call undesirables, but are getting flocked to by women in droves, right? Now, when a well dressed man, articulate, could speak well, could have a conversation that's not based around rap or
trapping.
whatever, you know what I mean, could actually have a conversation about whatever, for a lot of younger women, especially, that's intimidating to them because I don't know if it's they feel we will entitle or require more out of them. I don't understand it. But I remember being in high school, if you didn't come in, because let's be honest, in high school, most of us didn't have cars. We lived with our parents. We didn't might not had the flyest clothes, right? But if you couldn't come up and say, hey, you looking sexy today. I've been seeing you across the room. I would like to have the opportunity to take you out on a date. Your choice, of course. You know, um, does Saturday work for you? You know what I mean? If your mouthpiece could not
Get
get
you
you in the gate,
this right.
you were out of there.
Oh, it's a done deal.
Yeah. And now most guys realistically gotta go on the gram, flash some money, their rent money, whatever it could be. And these girls are like, oh, can you take me to Root Chris? Can you do you see what I'm saying? So the movement's a little different. Um, yes, ultimately how a person moves is ultimately up to them, but
Mhm.
we are definitely highly influenced by what we are trying to attract.
Okay, I'm gonna speak from the position of being.
Let me go ahead and mute my mic.
I'm gonna speak from the position of being the mother of two brown boys. Okay, um, I raised sons, and I raised them chivalry, respect, honor, um, confidence, uh, to be able-bodied human beings because it was important to me that what I was sending out into the world would be a representation of the kind of upbringing and raising that they had. There is a responsibility there. I say that women make men, mothers make sons, and men make women, fathers make daughters. And there is a correlation. There is a correlation between how young men are raised and reared to how they show up in the world today. We're not 100% responsible. But if you're in a situation where you're raising children and there is no father present, you got a responsibility. And maybe that's not in the next relationship to say, I have a man in the home who can show my boys how to be decent men, but maybe that's in reaching out to your community or reaching out into to your uncles or people that you've known that are stand up guys that can play a role, not be a father, but play a role in showing your young boy what a man is supposed to look like. And I feel wholeheartedly if we are not doing that, if that is not the time type of time we're on, we are sending out bruised, battered boys And I don't expect much from bruised and battered. Like some people, you got the some that are the in spite of, but what I see out here now, the YNs, I think they call them the YNs, they are absolutely because of. So what we deem, what we expect, it absolutely, for whatever reason, becomes the norm. But in that norm, there is a certain responsibility that we have when we are handling either our sons or other men in the world. Like, we can't say that everybody ain't shit or men ain't shit if we are sliding through accountability on how we treat men. Janitor to the CEO, I give everybody the same amount of respect. And something as small as that can change the way that a man looks at himself. It's just, I feel like we do have just a little bit of responsibility.
One of my favorite movies is Boys in the Hood, and I respect what Trey's mom
Mm,
did.
mm-hmm,
He knew, hey, he needs to be with his father.
mm-hmm.
We might not be together, but hey, pack your shit. You gonna live with your daddy.
Ryan and Crenshaw and 33rd, because you're going to your daddy house.
You going to your daddy's house. It ain't no weekend joints. You were going to stay there.
But in the same way, the character that Lawrence Fishburne played, we need more of that.
Instilled.
We need more of
And
that.
we have them. But those are what a lot of people call squares. They're not flashing money. They're not looking like money. So they are the undesirables.
That's
You
unfortunate.
see what I'm saying?
That's
Uh,
unfortunate.
hi- and I'm not an advocate for him, but Kevin Samuels had some strong points.
Um, you know, his delivery. And sometimes
Hey,
we,
hey, hold on, wait, not from the person that says brutal honesty.
but listen to what I'm saying. We are all not built to hear the truth about ourselves and respond in a way. Um,
Mm,
I'll use the word healing, that to respond in a way that will heal what is hurt.
mm,
We are oftentimes holding on to the daddy issues and sometimes mama issues because mom and daughter relationships are
or
very
yes,
complicated,
I've seen them.
very, very complicated. Um, so from that space, Kevin Samuels was who he was. He said what he said. I didn't agree with everything that he said. That value system, I think it bothered me. But if you are talking about who people are and how they show up, I can absolutely have that conversation all day
So,
long.
so the value, and like you said, I can listen to. They say you can even get wise words from a fool.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So the value system of what I picked up is I want a 6'2" man, chiseled, abs, makes $200,000 a year, has a big house, no kids, CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Cool. So what do you have? I got 5 kids, 4 baby daddies, Section 8.
No, no,
I'm just saying,
no. What if they're doing the best that they can?
that's cool. But don't demand more out of others than you could provide for
I
yourself.
agree with that. That's a
And
conversation
that's a lot of his points was like, listen, look at that reflective mirror. Tell me what you see.
Sometimes,
because there's a lot of delusion out here, especially when it comes to dating, that every woman, and I've seen them, think they're a bona fide tens with hella insecurities.
oh Lord, um, different.
Oh, let me get off my stool. Go ahead,
Yeah,
and ask the
this is
next
like a
question.
different show. That is absolutely, absolutely true. Dear Ash is an influence. He told me from jump he wasn't ready for a relationship. I believed I could change his mind. A year later, I'm sitting here being mad at him for being honest and mad at myself for ignoring it, excuse me. Why do we chase people who tell us up front they can't love us the way we want? I'll start.
I've been in that situation numerous times.
Some women fall in love with potential. No matter what he say, he can
That's
say
cool. That's
they fall
cool.
in love with
But
potential.
I said what I said.
You said what you said. I'm saying to you that that's how it happens. That's how we end up ignoring and
Because I fall for potential too. You know what I mean? Potential bosses that I thought, but I'm like, oh, nah, you really just a worker. Which is fine, which is okay. But what you presented to me let me believe that everything that you had going on for you, you were on some boss time, but you're really just a worker. You're waiting, sitting, waiting for someone to hand you money. That's a worker's mentality. A boss is like, how can I go get this money? That's the difference.
gotta be out here. I gotta be out here to this. I hate using the term the bag, anything, getting
Yeah.
to it, securing it, fumbling it. I hate the term the bag. But
Yeah.
in that in that in that aspect, yeah. Bosses and
So
merchants. She can't be mad at him though. He told me
no, absolutely not.
he told
And you've been here for a year. So what's been the year? He'll call you up, hey baby, what's happening? You slide over, slide your drawers off. He bombed it, bomb. Y'all might go eat every now and again. And you home sad with a bruised up, drippy pussy and talking about why he can't be mine.
I'ma just drink, y'all. I'm just, I'ma just drink. I would encourage you to find out what it is about you that is allowing you a year in to keep sitting there. You don't have to.
What we said probably 15 minutes ago. Men
Hmm.
fuck who they want.
Hmm.
Women no, women fuck who they want. Men fuck who they
Yeah.
can.
Yes.
Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. She's in the marry who she can portion of this. And the reason is the dude gave you every clear sign and opportunity to say, this ain't us. And let's be honest, some people will deal with someone out of convenience.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Both sides. Both
Both
sides.
sides. Hey, this is a convenient situation. We have fun because that's how men think, right? We are having fun. This is fun. We go, laugh, kiki, watch some movies, bomb bomb. We go, eat. We go on these trips, vacays, and all that. Where what I mean, you trying to show me off, and I'm ducking the camera every time you try to,
My
what I mean, get it to me. You doing one of these joints, what I mean?
my God.
It's fun. You're trying to make it more than fun. And let's be honest, sometimes we as people, men especially, we sit in that fun pocket because that fun pocket is comfortable. It's not too much pressure. It's not too much of this. It's not too much of that. It's like Goldilocks in the three beds. It's just right. Because how many times have we heard of situations where they they damn near in a common law marriage, right? And she forcing him to get married. They get married. They've been 10 years strong, no
Shit,
problems. Built this whole thing.
shit,
They
tumble.
get married next year. They get a divorce.
Because you brought up vacations and stuff, I recently saw on TikTok where a young lady was able to determine from vacation videos, photographs. She not an influencer, but she a heavy TikToker. She married a man 7 months ago, and he disgusted by her. These are her words, not mine. He is disgusted by her. She like, we on vacation. I'm trying to get his attention, get him on video camera with me because we're having a good time. He watching asses. He not interested in being in the shots. And she said after she came home and watched all of the footage that she had taken from the vacation, 7 months into the marriage, and they had a beautiful wedding. She highlighted the wedding on TikTok as well. 7 months later, she found out that that man had no interest in her. Why? Why do you guys do that? Like, why? Why would you marry
Well,
someone?
I can't speak on that situation because that sounds crazy.
And
Um well, there could be several factors. There could be several factors. He ain't that bad.
she ain't that bad.
She ain't that bad. You seen what's out here in these streets?
She ain't that bad. She
She,
ain't that bad. That
she
bad.
ain't that bad.
Gosh, dear is an influence. I got promoted at work, started handling my business different, and now my closest friend is acting funny. Every move
Mm.
I make, he got a slick comment. We used to celebrate each other, and now it's feeling more like a competition. Is it me, or is envy just something people hide behind jokes?
Let me guess, they black.
They are African American, yes.
Okay. It's the crab in the barrel effect.
Mm,
When y'all on the same level, y'all on the same level. When one person moves above the other one, it's
shit,
she
shit,
thinks she better than me.
shit. You know what? I hate to think in any friendship, male or female, that there is space for jealousy or envy, for two reasons. I'm not out here competing with anybody, less alone people that I call friend.
That's very commendable of you.
So somebody would say, someone else would say, that's very naive of you.
Hmm.
And
Everyone's in competition,
that is insane.
even me and you. There's competition. Not a oh my god, I can't believe whatever, right? But
Mhm.
there is a level of competition because we both have podcasts. We
Um,
both are out here trying to get stuff. We're both out here trying to make waves. We're both out here trying to, grind and do our thing. So there's slight competition.
but I want us both to be multimillionaires.
100%. 100%. There's still competition.
Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it in friendship. I don't like the way that it shows up in
But
friendship.
it's reality. Even me and some of my homies in this industry, there's competition. Oh, who you shooting with? Oh, okay. I already shot with her. Cool. Oh, who you shooting with? Oh, damn. I wish I got her. You see what I'm saying? There's always going to be competition.
I would
But
encourage this fella to stand
is
on what
this a
he's standing
is
on.
this a man?
This is a man. This is a man.
Oh, okay.
Really,
So
this
I
is
thought it was two
really-
women.
Nope, this is two men.
This is two men?
Hmm.
Are they
They are not. They're
okay?
friends.
Uh
They're friends.
I just I have to make because like that's so foreign. Um,
Two men, homies forever,
that's
frat,
so foreign.
frat brothers. Um,
Because normally, well, Huh. Okay, so now I have to like backpedal a little bit.
Okay, let's hear.
Um, hmm.
So you were saying that it
It's,
only
it,
exists in places where people with splits between their legs exist.
wow.
That's where you were.
Wow. I
Is
am
that
not
the
saying that.
place? What
I
are you
am not
saying?
saying
What are you
that.
saying?
I'm saying what I am saying is it's not common for men to use jabs because someone else is like got a promotion. That's what Charles would say. That's some other side stuff, right?
The PCH
So
stuff.
that's why in my mind this was two females the whole time that you were talking.
Nope.
Um so okay, cool. So now I could be more direct. Check him. Check the fuck
Oh,
out of him.
oh. Period.
Check the fuck out of him because we are alphas. You're not going to let a beta take your crown.
He said what he said, ladies and gentlemen. He said what he said. I do think that he should just continue to show up the way that he shows up. Like,
Yeah.
I've come to the understanding that people can only feel about you what they feel about themselves, um,
Or lack thereof.
or lack thereof. So that's not your issue. You keep
At
moving,
all.
keep going, keep doing your
But
thing.
that's why I say check him because if he's especially in a position of power,
Hmm.
his little jabs, his little side eyes, his little whatever is going to make other people feel like they have the position and the power to be able to do the same thing. And
Yeah,
you need to nip that shit in the butt quick,
right now,
fast, and in a hurry.
right now. Don't put it out like you would
Mhm.
put out a cigar, but put that shit out, out.
100%. Now, whether y'all will still remain friends after that or not, that's once again not your problem. This is about your coins and your money, and you never let anyone come between that.
Only God knows. So listen, this one says, Dear Ashes and Influence, I didn't plan this. When I met my current girlfriend, I had no idea her best friend was the woman I used to date years ago. It wasn't serious. We just didn't work out. When I realized who she was, I figured I'd just stay quiet and keep it cool. But as of late, best friend has been acting different. Slick comments, inside jokes that only her and I would get. My girl hasn't caught on yet, but I'm starting to feel the heat. Do I come clean and risk blowing everything up, or keep my mouth shut and hope it dies down?
All
I think
right.
he should have told her. You should have told her
You should have
as
told her
soon
mad long ago.
as, soon as you realize that we were at the barbecue, because now it doesn't say.
Now y'all look like y'all been hiding and sneaking
Yeah,
and yeah.
he didn't say how long
Um
that they've been together. Mm-mm, he didn't say how long they've been together, but you should have told her from jump. This don't
so
have another.
crazy enough, I've had a similar
Of
situation.
course you have. Of course you have. Of course you have.
so
Jesus.
I so I so when I moved back to Florida, I was like pursuing this one girl. I'm not gonna tell her profession, but whatever. I was pursuing this one girl. And we ended up popping. Right? I ended up popping. Fast forward a year or two, this another young lady graced my presence. And I'm like, yo, hey, I fucks with you. Like, what's up? And we started,
Sure, I'm
talking, whatever, whatever.
crazy.
And then I don't even remember how. Oh, she posted a picture of both of them. And I was like, yo, who is that? And she's like, who, this one? And I was like, yeah. I was like, her name's such and such. You know, what we call in the streets. They like, yeah. She's like, yeah, that's my niece. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
oh.
wow. So I started laughing hysterically. And she's like, why? What's up?
What's
And I was
tea?
like,
Tea.
to be honest with you, I fucks with you, and I mean, but me and her had a situation a couple years ago. It was nothing. It was like we popped one time and we kept it moving type shit. And yeah. So I was honest. I was honest as soon as I found out that they knew each other type shit. So, because sometimes, it could have worked out for my benefits. But this time I mean I still whatever. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
happened.
keep it classy. Keep it classy, Hexac.
It's happened. Yeah, your best bet for real would have been to tell your girl. And I know that's an uncomfortable conversation, but depending on how long y'all been dealing, now every time she felt like she left y'all alone in the same room,
Yeah,
you were getting
something
your dick
was
sucked.
going on. Absolutely, something was going. Even if that wasn't the case,
Even if that was not the case,
you should have told
you
her
were you were
straight away.
you were deep in her throat every time she walked in.
Mm.
Every time. So you gotta either man up now at this point and just deal with the consequences, or you keep playing the charades. But eventually, if Shorty Doo Wop is low key trying to blow your spot up because she knows, which
Yeah,
is crazy. Oh shit! I
that's
ain't even
gonna
think
be
about that.
ugly.
Both of y'all are kind of grimy in this situation because
She
that's her
know.
best
That's
friend.
right. She know. She ain't told her.
Yeah.
She ain't told her friend. I don't
Ooh.
know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, this is definitely a soap opera. Tell me how it went.
Tell us how it went. You can write us back. Ashes and influence at gmail.com. But you definitely,
Ooh,
real shit, you definitely got to tell her before she tells her. And
yeah.
to the
Because
friend,
old girl.
she gonna put some
Not to
spice
say
on.
women are
She gonna put
um
some spice on it.
spiteful, but if you don't do something old girl likes, she gonna dangle that carrot.
Hmm. Hmm. Craziness.
Yeah.
Um, that was interesting. I would encourage y'all. I don't know what will become of the Dear Ashes and Influence segment. Maybe it'll be something that we keep around
This
for
was fun.
every
I
now and again.
like these.
Yeah, they were wild. And so, like I said, when I put it out there within the first hour after I posted the social post, they it's like people need to talk. And I got one of those faces. People just want to talk to
Yeah,
us.
people know from me, I'm a laugh. I might not give you the best advice,
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can.
and then laugh some more, and then keep it moving. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
y'all in the right hands.
You
It's
mentioned
crazy because even I didn't even think about the girlfriend at this point. It was just
that
focused on him, and then
everybody.
I was like, oh shit, she knows too. Like, oh, yeah. Yo, yeah, that's diabolical.
I, I listen, Hectic. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you.
No problem.
If the people out there want to know more about you, want to see more of you, where can they do that?
You could go to my social medias and type in Hectic Desires. Everything and all things will pop up. Um, Everything is streamlined. Hectic Desires on IG, Twitter, TikTok, Blue Sky, whatever social medias out there, except for Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. Um,
Set it
just don't be surprised with what you see. I mean, don't come up talking about you clutching your pearls and all that stuff. But
up.
yeah, I'm Googleable.
He's Googleable. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
He will definitely shock, surprise, awe, and amaze you. Be careful. Over 18 only, should we say 18?
Over 18 only. Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
you Google
Definitely.
him, 18
You
and
can
older.
Google me.
Please and thank you.
Not everyone can say their, appendage is Googleable, but yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Listen, you've been tuned in to Ashes and Influence, where the truth doesn't always sound pretty, but it's always necessary. I want y'all to keep these letters coming to ashesandinfluence@gmail.com. And remember, growth looks good on you, even when it's uncomfortable. This is Rhythm signing off from Ashes and Influence, where we don't just talk about it, we smoke through it. Thank y'all. See y'all next time.